practices and competes consistently.
Outside of just who the quarterback is, differences, similarities schematically between.
I think they're using their receivers more. I think they were blockers systematically a year ago, and I think their receivers, there's more depth there. There's more playmakers. They're utilizing them more. They're attacking you more vertically. They're making those plays. They're long, big. Guys got some speed, and they're deeper there. And you can see there's been an emphasis. I think it's, at the end of the day, it's still Dave Doran's offense. He's a defensive guy, but you see his fingerprints all over it. You know, you've had some different coaches that have been there, and now they're gone, but there's still a lot of things that they do that it looks like, you know, there are things that he believes in philosophically, and but they are, you know, have a little bit more spread, you know, concepts that they're using and combined with some of the other things that they've always done. And again, I think that they're older, wiser, more mature, and I think more confident in their skill players.
I know one of the things you mentioned in years past is the different, like, wacky personnel groupings they've used and the way they, like, the formations. Is it still like that? Or
some. Oh yeah, yeah. They still. And I think that's, you know, at its finest, that's, you know, deception, and that's part of the game, and the art of warfare, so to speak. And I think deception on both sides is always important, that you have that, you know, those days where we're going to be, we don't care, they know what we're doing, we're going to do it, we're going to spot it, and that's good too sometimes. And but, you know, you got to give some people some credit too, and so they do a good job.
How hard is it on the endurance of the defense when the offense is scoring at such a lightning pace, like 5 touchdowns?
No, it's just a terrible problem to have.
Obviously, it helps to have 3 downs like you did against Boston College.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, we got to play well, regardless of what the offense is doing. We got to get into a rhythm defensively. And when you're not, I don't care what the offense, they can, you know, like the North Carolina State game was every bit as torturous as, I don't know, Georgia Tech a couple years ago. We're down there, we're really playing pretty good, but we're not playing great on offense. Those are two same kind of torturous. How you got there was a little bit different, but it's torture. No, I mean, you know, you actually feel decent when you're playing good on defense, and all wins are great and all that, but I feel much better when we play well than when we win and don't play well. So that being said, if they're scoring, you know, great. You know, that does it can dramatically change, you know, what's going on offensively with our opponent, you know, when that's happening, and maybe making them more predictable. And again, a lot of that has to do with how we're playing. So I think that's first and foremost what's most important, and that we, as a coaching staff and as a football team, all understand that. And you know, our job's to stop people, period, point blank, end of story. And now if they're going 3 and out all the time, and you know, not scoring, we're right back on the field. I mean, it goes without saying that doesn't help you, if they're going really fast, you know. But you know, it shouldn't change our mindset and our attitude. And we've been incredibly fortunate. We've been really good on offense, you know, for 5 years, and have been incredibly explosive. And we've really, for the most part, have complemented each other well. And when we've complemented each other well, I think, you know, we crush people. And you know, when we can't get out of our own way, it can be a dogfight, or you can lose. So that's really kind of our mindset.
Mark Fields is a guy who hasn't played as many snaps as maybe some people expected this year. How big was it for him to make the kind of play he did at the end of the game Friday?
Well, I think it's good for his confidence and some of the details. There's some things that happened before the ball was ever snapped that he did a very good job of, that put himself in that position, and then he executed the play and did it really well. And I thought that was great for him, good for us, and moving forward, you know, helps, you know, him understand the importance of buying into, systematically what we're doing. We weren't in man-to-man there. It's a zone concept. Understand the zone, align the correct way, put your eyes in the right place, execute, read and trust your key, all of it, and finish the play. And you did a great job of that.
I know before the season you said you were still looking for more consistency with him. Have you started to see that as the years?
Yeah, it's been good. I think he's better now than he's ever been, and he's getting closer and closer.
How much has the emergence of Albert Huggins over the last couple of games helped the depth of the interior, and does that even allow you, once Austin Bryant comes back, to have the option to keep Christian out his end?
I think Christian is his own entity. I think he can help us inside and outside, and that's how we'll use him. And it's been great for Albert and for us, his development. And he's coming along, and he's got a lot to continue to improve upon. But he's maturing and getting better and understand playing faster, playing lower, playing with more discipline, and still got a ways to go. But he's really coming on.
We talked Friday about how sustaining success is harder than adversity. Are you finding yourself having to push different buttons with this team this year?
Oh, always. It's psychology at its finest, and everybody's different. And we got good leadership though, but I think you got to coach them harder now than ever. When you're, again, we got all kinds of things to be better at, and we got to continue to improve. And again, that's kind of our goal, is to continue to get better, as the year goes on. And you have to coach them hard. We started our meetings yesterday with, try not to be all negative, but okay, here's the thing, y'all think you did great. Now look at all these things that your opponent's watching, because it's there. The evidence is right there, and they weren't good enough to execute and exploit you, or maybe they were. You left two backs run out of the backfield for big plays there should be dumb calls offensively for that, but it just shows you, we still got a lot of things that we got, even the very basics, that we got to continue to harp on and continue to get better. And because they're really good teams that at the end of the year that are in position to compete for a championship are doing just that. They are getting, they're not regressing and just luck up and show up in a championship game. So if we don't, moving forward, we're 6-0, and all of a sudden we start this week and we're regressing, and that starts to become a pattern, and we won't sniff the ACC championship. So. That's got to be our focus, and we got to coach them hard through that and get them to understand. Some guys take it, some guys resist it. And if you could be a fly on the wall, you'd say, well, he's resisting, and boy, he's easy to coach. And because it happens, it's very natural. And our job as coaches is to hold them accountable and to get them to buy in. And if they don't, then you move on to somebody else.
You mentioned Trayvon Mullen a couple of weeks ago as a guy who had impressed you in limited opportunities. Are you still pleased with where he's at?
Yeah, he got in the game and did some really good things, and he showed some youth as well on some real basic things, and so we had fun with him yesterday. And but he's coming on along with, again, a guy like Mark, and so that's pleasing to see.
Ben told us you repudiated him a little bit for that, for talking, chit-chatting with the Boston College offensive player. Ben Boulware told us yesterday he chewed him out a little bit for chit-chatting with Boston College offensive players.
Yeah, we're looking at a situation here where we got to have focus, and we don't know what's going to happen and what his fate is and what our fate is, and are they getting ready to score, and are we in our dime package, are we in our base package, and who do I need to substitute for you, and are we going to lose him for the next half, or all of that. And then he wants to have a conversation with one of their guys.
Tight end, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't go over well with us.
Is that something that?
Well, I just think and Ben's awesome. Okay, I love him to death. He's the best of the best, man. I wouldn't trade him for anybody. And but there's a time and a place for that. Like after the game, you guys want to be buddies. Okay, you guys can chit chat all you want. Okay, the bus is going to leave 30 minutes after we're done. So that was really the gist of the conversation.
You've often used the phrase "play with your hair on fire."
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe the characteristics that illustrate hair on fire for you?
just a high sense of urgency, you know, frantic and desperate to do your job, that the next play, if I don't do my job, you know, they're going to score and we're going to lose. And I think when you coach and you play that way, I think there's a better chance that you're on point and you can overcome mistakes because of great effort and great intensity and great focus. And, you know, this is not a casual game. It's not nonchalant. And so, again, I think that's kind of our mantra that we want our guys to prepare with. And that type of a mindset and mentality needs to carry over into all things football. So that's intense focus meetings and carries over to the practice field, and you should play that way. So that's, you know, those are just words, just adjectives.
Is Ben a hair on fire guy?
Oh yeah. I think that goes without saying. It he certainly earned that reputation. Ben loves the game. He plays it like it's supposed to be played. Through his maturation, I think he's shown how to contain that in the right ways. And for the most part, it was a timeout in his world, but you know, I think he kind of leads by example for all of our guys.
Do you stop at the notion of some people suggesting he's a dirty player?
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy, you know. So that's not even worth talking about.
When you were a collegiate player, a linebacker, did you play your hair on fire?
I was a try-hard guy. I didn't play like Boulware, but I was a try-hard guy. You know, I think a lot of coaches are overachiever type guys, and that's why we love the game. One of the things that we like about coaching is that you can always work harder than people and be smarter than people and out-hustle people. So.
Anything else? All right, we got,
Yep, we got it.
two players here that we are going to do a breakout.